Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and thought to yourself, why do I feel heavier? Even when I'm not gaining weight. Maybe your labs came back normal. Maybe your doctor gave you the usual advice to eat better and move more. But something still doesn't feel right. Your energy's off, your digestion is sluggish, your sleep is light, your waistline feels tighter, and no matter what you do, your body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. If that resonates with you, stay with me. Because what we're talking about today is something most physicians overlook. Something I believe is at the heart of why so many adults over 60 feel tired, foggy, inflamed, or stuck. And it's called fatty liver. More specifically, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now, before you tune out and think, oh, that doesn't apply to me, let me be very clear. Over 100 million adults in the U.S. have fatty liver, and most of them don't know it. It's not just about alcohol. In fact, it's often not caused by alcohol at all. It's about lifestyle, inflammation, gut health, blood sugar, hormones, and how all of those systems begin to shift as we age. So if you've noticed your belly growing, your memory slipping, your metabolism slowing, or your labs showing early signs of insulin resistance, this episode could be one of the most important you hear all year. And I want you to stay with me until the very end, because we're going to walk through a full-body approach, not just the risks and symptoms, but the quiet clues your body might be giving you, and the powerful tools to start reversing it. I'll also be answering your questions throughout, so please drop a comment below. What do you want to know about fatty liver or detox in general? What's worked for you? What's still confusing? Let's make this a real conversation. Now, if you're wondering what causes a liver to become fatty in the first place, it's not just about overeating or undermoving. It's a complex process that begins when liver cells start storing excess fat, especially triglycerides, within their walls. This fat buildup is often silent at first. You might not feel a thing, but over time it begins to impair liver function, slow down metabolism, interfere with blood sugar regulation, and trigger low-grade inflammation throughout the body. And because the liver is your master filter, processing hormones, cholesterol, toxins, medications, and nutrients, any dysfunction here affects everything. I want to tell you about Arthur, one of my patients in his early 70s. He came to me complaining of bloating, irritability, and fatigue. Nothing dramatic, just a slow decline. His A1C was creeping up, and he'd gained 12 pounds despite not eating more. His doctor chalked it up to aging. But when we ran a liver ultrasound and a full metabolic panel, it became clear. He was in the early stages of fatty liver. No one had ever told him this. No one had checked. We made some key changes, which I'll walk you through shortly, and within 4 months his energy rebounded, his digestion improved, his belly shrunk, and he told me, I feel like myself again. Here's what most people don't realize. The liver has an extraordinary ability to regenerate. Even if you've been living with fatty liver for years, even if you're in your 60s or 70s, you can begin to reverse the damage. But you have to start with knowledge, because this isn't just about detox teas or extreme diets. It's about understanding how sugar, stress, sleep, gut bacteria, and even your medications could be burdening your liver without you realizing it. And here's the shocker. Fatty liver is now the leading cause of liver transplants in the United States. Not alcohol, not hepatitis. Fatty liver, largely driven by lifestyle and aging. It's also linked to increased risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, dementia, and even certain cancers. That's why I'm so passionate about this topic, because it's preventable and reversible, but only if we talk about it. Only if we start asking better questions. Let's talk symptoms. What are some subtle signs your liver might be struggling, even if your labs look normal? You might notice fatigue that doesn't go away with rest, brain fog, sugar cravings, belly fat that won't budge, mild depression or anxiety, itchy skin, a yellowish tint to the eyes, even bad breath or body odor that seems stronger than usual. These may seem unrelated, but they often share a root cause: liver overload. And before I go further, let me pause right here, because this is the perfect moment to share something we've never done before. If you're watching this and thinking, I don't just want information, I want support, I want a plan, I want something that can actually help my body heal, then this is for you. There's a breakthrough formula we've been researching and recommending, and it's called STEM Active. This isn't some trendy detox gimmick. It's a physician-formulated, USA-made daily supplement designed specifically to support liver health, cellular repair, immune balance, and energy regeneration, especially in adults over 60. What makes it different is that it doesn't just cleanse. It actually supports your body's natural stem cell activity, helping restore damaged tissues at the cellular level. STEM Active contains ingredients that nourish your liver, boost mitochondrial energy, and support full body vitality. Without stimulants, harsh laxatives, or artificial additives, it's made right here in the United States with the highest purity standards. And here's the best part: there's absolutely no risk to try it. You're covered by a full money-back guarantee. If you don't feel the difference, more energy, better digestion, clearer skin, less bloat, just send it back. That's how confident we are in the results. So scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the description below. It's time to feel like yourself again. And this could be your first real step. Now, back to what your liver's really trying to tell you. So how exactly does fatty liver start? And why is it becoming so common? In one word, overload. Our modern lives are filled with ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, chemical additives, alcohol, stress, and medications that all get processed by the liver. This overload makes it harder for the liver to do its job, to filter, detoxify, convert, and balance the thousands of compounds it handles daily. But that's only part of the story. Here's the deeper truth that's rarely discussed. Even healthy-looking people can have fatty liver. You don't have to be obese. You don't have to drink. In fact, a large percentage of my patients with early-stage fatty liver are lean, active, and eat reasonably well. But their livers are still overworked, often due to hidden culprits like chronic stress, poor sleep, over-the-counter medications, or even a disrupted gut microbiome. Your liver is the most silent workhorse in your body. It won't scream for help. It'll whisper, and you have to learn how to listen. One patient, Laura, age 64, came to me after being diagnosed with prediabetes and told to just eat fewer carbs. But when I looked at her lifestyle, daily antacids, erratic sleep, zero healthy fats, and a history of antibiotics, it was clear her liver was crying out. We made strategic shifts: liver-friendly foods like bitter greens, healthy oils, and fermented veggies, paired with a few carefully selected supplements. Within 2 months, her liver enzymes normalized, her cravings disappeared, her glucose dropped back into the normal range. But most of all, she felt clear. She called it the first time in years I felt like myself. Now let's talk about diagnosis. Fatty liver is tricky to detect because it's often missed in standard lab work. You might have slightly elevated ALT or AST, enzymes that reflect liver stress, but they can still fall within normal ranges. That's why I often recommend asking your doctor about a liver ultrasound or a fibroscan, which are non-invasive tools to detect fatty buildup or stiffness in the liver. If you're over 60 and experiencing fatigue, weight gain, or blood sugar issues, this is worth discussing. Drop a comment below if you've had trouble getting answers from your doctor, or if you've been told everything is normal when you know something's not right. I want to hear your story. Let's touch on myths for a moment. One of the biggest myths is that fatty liver is irreversible. That is simply not true. In fact, studies show that even modest changes in diet, movement, and targeted support can reduce liver fat by 25 to 40% in just 3 months. Another myth? That you need to go on a low-fat or low-protein diet. Also not true. Your liver thrives on high-quality protein, essential fatty acids, and antioxidants. Starving yourself, or following trendy cleanses, often does more harm than good. The key is not deprivation, it's nourishment and support. So what helps? The basics still matter: quality sleep, movement, hydration, and blood sugar control. But when it comes to the nutritional side, here's what I guide many patients toward. Liver-loving foods like arugula, dandelion greens, beets, artichokes, and cruciferous vegetables. Healthy fats like olive oil, wild-caught fish, and avocado. Anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and ginger, and fermented foods like sauerkraut or kefir to help restore gut balance, which is directly connected to liver health via the gut-liver axis. It's also important to watch your fructose intake, especially from fruit juices, processed snacks, and soda. Fructose is metabolized almost entirely by the liver, and excess amounts drive fat accumulation inside liver cells. That's one of the reasons fatty liver is now showing up in children. It's not just an adult disease anymore. I also want to address medications, because this is something many people over 60 don't realize. Common medications like statins, acetaminophen, proton pump inhibitors, and some blood pressure drugs can impact liver function, especially when taken long-term. I'm not saying to stop your medication, but I am saying talk to your doctor, ask questions, monitor your liver function. There may be safer alternatives or supportive strategies to protect your liver while managing other health conditions. Let's go back to the idea of stem cells, because this is where it gets exciting. Your liver has more regenerative capacity than almost any other organ. But as we age, that capacity begins to decline, unless we actively support it. Stem cells play a central role in repairing liver tissue, regenerating healthy cells, and reducing fibrosis. And that's where something like Stem Active becomes so relevant. It's not about cleansing. It's about restoring function from the inside out. And if you've already tried everything, the diets, the supplements, the workouts, and nothing seems to stick, it may be that your liver is the bottleneck. That's why I so often start here. Because once the liver is supported, everything else flows better. Your hormones, your mood, your sleep, even your libido. You stop feeling stuck. And that's when healing really begins. Let's walk through some daily practices that support liver health without overwhelming your routine. Start your morning with a glass of warm water and lemon or apple cider vinegar, just a tablespoon. This helps stimulate bile flow. Add bitter greens to at least one meal per day. Get 20 minutes of gentle movement. Walking, stretching, rebounding, or dancing all count. Take deep belly breaths to support vagus nerve activation, which in turn helps your liver detox efficiently. And consider time-restricted eating, giving your liver a break overnight by avoiding food for 12 to 14 hours. These aren't hacks. These are lifestyle choices that create rhythm and resilience in the body. Let's move to a few of the most common questions I get. Question: can fatty liver make me gain weight even if I'm eating well? Absolutely. When the liver is congested, your metabolism slows. Your ability to burn fat, regulate blood sugar, and produce bile, which helps digest fats, all suffer. It becomes a vicious cycle. That's why improving liver health often leads to weight loss, even without cutting calories. Question: I don't drink alcohol. Can I still have fatty liver? Yes, and in fact, the fastest growing segment of fatty liver disease is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. It's driven by sugar, insulin resistance, environmental toxins, and poor sleep, not alcohol. Question: is there a blood test I can ask for? Yes. In addition to standard liver enzymes, ALT, AST, ask for GGT, fasting insulin, CRP, and ferritin. Elevated levels of these can indicate inflammation, oxidative stress, and metabolic overload. all of which burden the liver. Question: will my liver heal if I just eat clean? Maybe. But healing is often more nuanced than diet alone. It's about reducing the total load on your liver. That means addressing your medications, your stress, your gut health, and your sleep quality, not just your food. And that's really the takeaway I want you to leave with today. Your liver is not a separate organ. It is intimately connected to your brain, your heart, your gut, your hormones, your mood, and your future longevity. And you are not powerless. Whether you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, your body can heal, especially when you start supporting the root. If you found this helpful, please comment below. I'd love to hear what resonated most or what questions you still have. Your stories help others feel less alone, and they help me create more episodes that truly serve you. And if you're ready to go deeper, to support your liver, your energy, and your healthy aging from the cellular level, don't forget to try STEM Active. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description. You're protected by a full money-back guarantee, so there's no risk, just the possibility of finally feeling better in your own skin. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you walk away with more clarity, more confidence, and more compassion for your body's journey. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to VitaPrime Health and share this episode with someone you love. Because wellness isn't just about you, it's about the ripple effect we create when we feel empowered, informed, and alive. You are worth the effort. Until next time, take care of your body, and it will take care of you.